The biggest learning curve that I faced when transitioning to this full-time job was just getting used to being a working adult.
One of the things that school doesn't teach you is, how to actually start in your professional job.
When they suddenly put into this ocean, they suddenly start feeling inadequate and they have a lot of difficulty coming to terms with this feeling.
If I had to give advice about imposter syndrome, one thing that I would really emphasize is being honest about it and being patient with yourself. So by being honest about it, I mean making sure you share these feelings and be vulnerable with your manager or with someone you feel safe with on your team, because more often than not, people will understand. People will say, I've been there, I'm here for you.
Your manager is going to be there with you every step of the way throughout the internship. And as you start to build that trust with them, you start to build that relationship and that rapport with them, you're going to be able to have those conversations of, how can I improve? What am I doing really well? I'm interested in XYZ. Could you introduce me to this person? And so your manager relationship is so important.
Be sure to ask questions about the process. Make sure you understand why you're doing what you're doing. And if something doesn't make sense, you need to ask, well, why are we doing it this way? Could we be doing something differently? Am I missing something here about why we have to do it this way?
There's nothing in the world that I respect more than having a new hire come in and be like, hey, why are we doing this? And it's like, that's a really good question. I don't know. Let's talk about why we're doing this. Interns should value that they are a new pair of eyes. And they're going to see things in a way that other people aren't seeing them.
Everyone has to start from somewhere. That person that you're really jealous of, that you're like, oh my gosh, how did they get so smart? They started from somewhere too. They don't know everything in the world. And to become the person you want to be takes time.
It's not possible to think that you're not going to make mistakes. Looking back on my experience so far, really those mistakes were the best teachers for me.
You're always going to be continuously learning. You're always going to be continuously growing. You're not always going to know the answer in your career, and that's okay.
Blaze your own trail. You don't have to go the traditional route. You can go different routes. Your journey is the most important one, and you don't have to look at someone else's journey and think you have to copy that.
All you can do is your best, and your best is good enough. You're doing amazing, and wherever you end up is going to be awesome. So just do your best, and you got this.